Alright, I'm finally live for the Buccaneers and Texans. We're already halfway through the first quarter. Because I had trouble getting the game on because the ESPN website is terrible. But the Texans lead 7-6. Buccaneers just scored a touchdown. So sorry I'm on so late, but I was trying to get the game on because that's what happened last Monday. I also couldn't get the game on. So I decided to try to get it on, and it wouldn't work. Because ESPN website is awful. The extra point for the Buccaneers is good. And just 7:12 to go in the first quarter. The game is 7-7. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Let me put out a poll. Alright, there's the poll. Be sure to vote on that. Buccaneers or Texans. I've got the Buccaneers. Let's see what score I said. I've got the Buccaneers. They're the much better team in my opinion. I don't really think the Texans are anything too great. They're okay, but nothing amazing. I've got the Buccaneers by a score of 24-16. Well, game tied at 7 at the moment. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Be sure to vote on the poll. Just realized I didn't change this. But sorry I'm on so late. Couldn't get the game on. And it's also tough to get on when the game starts at 7. But it's a 7-7 game. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. Both teams with touchdowns on their first drive. Texans go 6 plays, 64 yards. They take 3:07 off the clock. And the Buccaneers go 9 plays, 65 yards. And take 4:41 off the clock. Texans score on a 29-yard pass to Nico Collins. And the Buccaneers scored on a 20-yard pass to Ryan Miller. But both offenses get off to a good start. And Texans will get the ball for their second possession. Texans looking for their first win of the year. They're 0-1 after they lost to the Rams last week. Buccaneers looking to improve to 2-0. They beat the Falcons last week. But we wait for them to come back from commercial break. You got Houston by 9. Okay. I got the Buccaneers by, what's 24-16? 8? I got the Bucks by 8. The Texans were the favorite in the game, right? I think they were favored. Yeah, they're 2.5 point favorites. I really have no idea how. I mean, I guess because they're at home, but that's seems kind of crazy. I mean, yeah, I guess they are good. I might be underrating them a little bit, but I think the Buccaneers is a better team. But the Texans will get the ball for their second possession with the game tied at 7. And the kick is going to be returned from about the 7-yard line. On the return, across the 25, breaks the tackle. Stiff arms the guy at the 30, breaks that tackle as well. And is knocked out of bounds at the 35. Good return by the rookie Jalen Knoll from Iowa State. Bucks win by a baker's dozen. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I've got the Buccaneers. Took them 24-16. So 1st and 10 from the 34. Stroud gonna look to throw here, rolls to his right. On the run, flag comes in, and Stroud's gonna run it for a gain of about 3. But this one probably gonna come back. No, we have defensive holding. Never mind. Goes against Hassan Reddick in his first year at the Buccaneers. Oh, he was holding Nico Collins, where they were trying to find in the flat. Okay, that makes sense. So that gives the Texans 5 yards, make it 1st and 10 from the 41, and handoff for a gain of about 3. I don't know who that is. 27? I know they've got Nick Chubb, but that's not Nick Chubb. Let's see. Marks? Oh, Woody Marks. A rookie from USC for the Texans. Nick Chubb led them in rushing yards in the opener with 60 yards. Stroud to throw here on 2nd and 6. Gets rid of it to Marks out of the backfield, and he's got space, a lot of it after the catch. Marks deep inside Buccaneer territory to the 19-yard line, a big catch and run for the rookie from USC. A big catch and run for Woody Marks. Just runs a simple out route out of the backfield. And has a lot of space after the catch. Big catch and run. It's a 4th round pick at a USC. 37 yards right there. So ball on the 18. Stroud hands off. Here is Nick Chubb up the middle, and he's chopped down for a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 2. Nick Chubb tonight, 7 rushing yards, 27 receiving yards. That's 34 total. Chubb gets it again here, running to the left side. Chubb has a 1st down and is stopped at about the 6. Flag comes in. This is a hold going against the Texans, against Titus Howard, who I believe is their right guard. I might be wrong on that. But a hold for the... No, he's actually playing right tackle. He was their right guard last week, but now he's a right tackle. But the hold backs him up 10, make it 2nd and 12. With 4:15 to go in the first quarter. Stroud looks to throw, pressured very quickly. Stroud gets rid of it underneath. That is caught for a gain of about 3. Makes it 3rd and 9. Stroud tonight, 5 of 6, 105 yards and a touchdown. But a 3rd and 9 right here. Stroud and shotgun back to his right. Stroud looks to throw, has time. Stroud floats one into the end zone, just out of reach for the intended receiver, and it's incomplete. Stroud actually had a ton of time on that play. Not something you see every day from that Texans offensive line. Trying to find Justin Watson, the former Chiefs receiver. but just out of his reach. And here is Fairbairn for a field goal try. He's made 27 straight in his career. He has missed just 3 from 30 to 39, and it'll stay that way. That one's good from 35. To make it 10-7. Texans up by 3 with 3:25 to go in the first quarter. A good job of the Texans to get points there. Holding call might have hurt them. Or it definitely hurt them, but who knows if they're able to get in the end zone after that, because obviously we didn't get to see it play out, but they're still able to get points. And let's see what the Buccaneers can do for their second drive. But so far, Texans move the ball effectively. Stroud over 100 yards passing already. And 10 points on 2 drives. Texans are averaging 9.8 yards per play. Buccaneers average 8.3 yards a play on their first drive. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. 3:25 to go in the first quarter. Buccaneers get the football back for their second drive. Be sure to vote in the poll if you guys haven't done so. So far, 67% of you guys said the Texans will win, 33% said the Buccaneers. If you guys missed my prediction, I've got the Buccaneers by a score of 24-16. So Fairbairn kicks off a line drive kick, and it's fielded at the 6-yard line. And on the return, not much space. Takes a big hit at the 23. And that is where the Buccaneers will take over. Big hit there from E.J. Speed. Man. Buccaneers lucky held onto the football. But it's a 17-yard return. And let's see what the Buccaneers can do here on drive number 2. So 1st and 10 from their own 23. Mayfield throws outside. Quick catch for Mike Evans, gain of 6. Make it 2nd and 4. $2:50 to go in the first quarter. Mayfield under center from their own 29. Bring the rookie Emeka Mbuka in motion. And Mayfield hands off. Bucky Irving is taken down after a gain of just 2. Looks like he had some space, but that closed very quickly. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. And Buccaneers lineman goes off the field. I think that's their right tackle. So that's something to note. He's over on the bench. 3rd and 2. Mayfield in shotgun, Irving to his left. Baker to throw. Pressure, throws underneath. That is completed for a first down. Just got enough. Finding Emeka Mbuka in a big game as a rookie. Or in his first game. in his debut is what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's their right tackle, Wood Goedke, or whatever his name is. I probably said that wrong. So 1st and 10 from their own 33. Mayfield in shotgun. Hands off to Bucky Irving up the middle. And Irving gains about 5. Brings up 2nd down. This is the Buccaneers offensive line already without Tristan Wirfs at left tackle. Now potentially without their right tackle as well. What the Buccaneers have actually done, they moved their center, Graham Barton, out to left tackle. He played there in college, although isn't really a left tackle in the NFL. 2nd and 5, Mayfield pump fakes and is then sacked. Flag is down. Thought that might have got knocked down at the line. Wait, let's see. Did it get knocked down? Maybe it got deflected back? Oh yeah, it went right back to Baker Mayfield, who caught it but then had nowhere to go. I didn't even see he threw the ball. But there was actually a flag on the play, but it's illegal use of hands against Derek Stingley Jr., who's matched up against Mike Evans. Oh, that's not a penalty. That's not hands to face. I don't like that call. Bad call right there. Gives the Buccaneers a 1st down. Mayfield quick throw, caught by Irving out of the backfield. And Bucky Irving slammed down after a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3, and also brings us to the 2nd quarter. But the end of the 1st quarter, a lot of offense. 10-7 Texans lead. We've seen points on all 3 drives so far. And the Buccaneers drive looking pretty good as well. Current drive for the Buccaneers is 5 plays, 28 yards. It's taking 3:25 off the clock. But in the 1st quarter, the Texans outgained the Buccaneers 118-98, although both teams moved the ball really effectively. Texans 9.8 yards a play, Buccaneers 7 yards a play. But a good job by both offenses. Both quarterbacks got off to a good start as well. Both from over 75 yards and a touchdown. But the first play of the 2nd quarter will be a 2nd and 3 from the Texans 49. Be sure to vote in the poll if you guys have not already done so. 67% of you guys are the Texans right now, 33% to the Buccaneers. I disagree. I got the Buccaneers. I picked them 24-16. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial at the end of the 1st quarter. Give me 1 second. We still wait for them to come back from commercial as we start the 2nd quarter. Bucks with the ball at around midfield. I need some big fantasy performances tonight. I got Mike Evans, Brock Bowers, and the Texans defense. Although I need 32 points to win the game, or to win my matchup this week. So I'm not looking too likely, but I guess there's a chance. But we'll have to see how that works. 2nd and 3. So 2nd and 3 for the Buccaneers. That's actually it's more like 2nd and 2. Mayfield hands off. Bucky Irving makes a cut, has a first down, and Irving to the 40-yard line. Nice run there. And the Buccaneers move the sticks. So 1st and 10 from the Texans 40. Mike Evans goes in motion. Mayfield looks to throw. Throws in the flat to Irving. And Bucky Irving makes a man miss and is knocked out of bounds after getting about 4.5. So 2nd and 6 here for the Buccaneers. Mayfield under center. Irving is the back. Play clock at 5. Bring a receiver in motion. And hand it off to Bucky Irving up the middle. And Irving is very close to a first down. I think he's going to be just short. But another good run for Bucky Irving. Brings up 3rd and 1. Bucky Irving tonight, 6 carries for 37 yards, 2 catches for 11 yards. So Mayfield in shotgun, Irving to his right. 3rd and 1 here for the Buccaneers. Baker looks to throw. Has time. Now time runs out. Mayfield on the run is going to try to get to the first down, and he's got it. Will Anderson Jr. thinks he stopped him short, and Baker Mayfield able to get just enough. And the Buccaneers move the sticks. Will Anderson Jr. got pressure worked against the backup right tackle. That could be a bad matchup for the Buccaneers. So 1st and 10 from the 30. Mayfield sets up the screen to Ibuka, and he's going to gain about 5 to the 30. Or sorry, the 25. We got a flag down. We got a ineligible receiver downfield. It's against their right guard. There's actually a lot of guys too far downfield. Although I don't really love that rule when the ball's caught behind the line of scrimmage. Just like offensive pass interference, if you catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage, I think it shouldn't be a penalty. Mayfield throws over the middle, incomplete. Trying to get to Mike Evans, who got a hand on it, but couldn't quite haul it in. Flag is down. offsides against the Texans. Because Will Anderson Jr. wound up offsides. Chargers and Raiders tonight too, doubleheader. Yeah, I won't be streaming that game because it's just too late, but I'll probably watch some of it. So 1st and 10 from the 30. Mayfield hands off. There's Rashad White, and he's gonna pick up 6. Current drive, 10 plays, 54 yards, taking 7:05 off the clock. Mayfield, touch pass forward to Ibuka, turns the corner, take a big hit, holds on to the ball, has a first down. Buccaneers move the sticks again. Emeka Ibuka taken 19th in the 2025 draft. 4 catches, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns last week against the Falcons. Empty backfield for Baker Mayfield. Quick throw that is knocked down, incomplete. Looking for Mike Evans, Derek Stingley Jr. with a nice play in the ball. And it's incomplete. So 2nd and 10. Go to the ground here with Bucky Irving. Tries to bounce outside, and it turns back inside. And he'll gain 3, maybe 4. We got 10:15 to go in the first half. Texans up 3. Third and 6. Buccaneers 3 of 3 on 3rd down today. Mayfield, empty backfield. Now they motion Irving back into the backfield. Mayfield, free rusher off the edge, sets with the screen to Ibuka, gets a block. He's got a first down, and he's got a touchdown. Emeka Ibuka with his 3rd touchdown in 2 games. And the Buccaneers take their first lead of the day. Another 3rd down conversion for the Buccaneers. They're now 4 for 4. And the Buccaneers take their first lead. The right tackle got just enough of whoever that corner was. I think it might have been Derek Stingley Jr. The extra point here for the Buccaneers is good. And it's 14-10. Buccaneers lead for the first time. That was a long drive for the Buccaneers. It was a 15-yard touchdown, and overall a 14-play, 77-yard drive that took 8:44 off the clock. That is a long drive. Falcons also had a really long drive last night. I don't know if it took that long. Did I just say 8:44 took? The Falcons' really long drive took 7:47. But both are insanely long. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. So far, we've seen touchdowns, or sorry, not touchdowns. We've seen points on every drive of the game so far. So 9:41 to go in the first half. Buccaneers up 4. They kick this off, and will be returned from the 5-yard line by Jalen Noel. And on the return, he gets just the 22-yard line. Great coverage by the Buccaneers. And that is where the Texans will start for their third drive. Touchdown and a field goal so far. So 1st and 10, 9:34 to go in the first half. Texans trailing for the first time. Stroud under center. Chubb is the back. Yeah, there's the flag. They had 2 guys in motion at the snap. That's some kind of penalty. So that'll back him up 5. Actually, the Buccaneers are going to decline the penalty. So they'll take the results of the play. Make it 2nd and 12. So Stroud and shotgun back to his left. From their own 20-yard line, Stroud going to look to throw. Has time. Lots of it. Stroud throws one to the sideline. That's caught. Xavier Hutchinson, one of the 3 Iowa State receivers on this team, at around near the 40-yard line. And a nice play there for the Texans. Great protection once again. Buccaneers just got no pressure. So from the 40, after a 20-yard pickup, Stroud under center. They just get the play off. Stroud pressured. Rolls to his left. Escaping the rush. Stroud on the run. Floats one downfield, but his guy fell down. It's incomplete. Looked like he was going to be able to hit, I think, his tight end for a big gain. But his tight end fell and was on the ground by the time the ball got there. Oh man, he had so much space after the catch too. So it's 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Stroud off play action sets up the screen to Nick Chubb, but there's no blockers out in front, and Chubb only gains 2. So 3rd and 8. Stroud looks to throw. Underneath, incomplete. At the feet of Dalton Schultz, and brings up 4th down. Would have been short of the sticks anyway. So the Buccaneers defense gets the game's first stop. It's the first drive where we don't see somebody score any points. Instead, Townsend on to send it away. Cameron Johnson back deep to receive for the Buccaneers. And it's fair caught at the 13-yard line. So the Buccaneers get the ball back for their third possession. They've scored touchdowns on each of their first two. That drive for the Texans went 5 plays, 20 yards before they punted. Buccaneers have had touchdown drives of 65 yards and 77 yards. So far, results in the poll 50-50. Be sure to vote if you guys haven't already done so. Buccaneers get the ball back. On their own 13-yard line. And by the way, Buccaneers defensive tackle Kawaja Cansey has a pectoral injury and is questionable to return tonight. Hopefully he's okay. Former first-round pick for the Buccaneers. Hopefully he's okay. But Baker Mayfield, best in the NFL in touchdown passes on 20-plus yards downfield, and in touchdown passes in the fourth quarter / overtime. All those best in the NFL since 2023. Tonight he's already got 2 touchdowns. He's 10 of 13 for 94 yards, 2 scores. Bring a receiver in motion. Now hand it off to Rachaad White for a gain of about 6. So second down here for the Bucs. It's 2nd and 3 from the 20. Mayfield under center. Another handoff to Rachaad White. He's got a first down. Another 5 or 6 yards. Buccaneers offense looked really good so far today. And they scored touchdowns both drives so far. And a couple good run plays to start this drive. So 1st and 10 from 26. Mayfield under center. White still the back. And we got flags down. Wow, I think every official who had a flag threw one. What? A bunch of flags, and we got a false start against the Buccaneers. It was against 62 Graham Barton, who's usually their center, although playing left tackle today. So 1st and 15. Mayfield sets up the screen to White, makes a man miss, and then gets wrapped up after a loss of 2. Just no blockers out in front right there. Or, not sure. They had one guy, but to block 3 defenders. So it's 2nd and 16. So 2nd and 16 from their own 19. Sterling Shepard goes in motion. Mayfield has time. Now time runs out. Flag comes down, and Mayfield is sacked. Might be a holding call as well. No, it's hands. Wow, that's a big penalty. Hands to the face against the Texans, which gives the Buccaneers an automatic first down, going from like a third and... It would have been third and probably like 25 after the sack. But instead, the hands to the face penalty gives the Buccaneers a first down. And that one's actually a hands to the face. We saw one... I think it also went against the Texans. I can't remember, though. That wasn't hands to face. Yeah, it was against the Texans. They go back to the ground here. This time not as much. Gain of about 3. For Rachaad White. 4:35 to go in the first half. Brings up 2nd and 8. Injury update for the Texans. Safety Jalen Petrie is questionable to return with a rib injury. So 2nd and 8. Mayfield and shotgun. Mayfield gonna look to throw. Mayfield pressured and dropped for a sack back at the 18-yard line. A big loss right there. The Neil Hunter with the sack. And brings up 3rd and long for the Buccaneers. Danielle Hunter is now the 7th active player with at least 100 sacks. So 3rd and 16. Here's a screen to Emeka Mbuku, gets a couple blockers, and gonna gain about 6, maybe 7. But the Texans defense gets a stop, they get the ball back, and the Buccaneers defense gets a stop, the Texans do the exact same thing. And they force a punt. So Riley Dixon punts it away for the Buccaneers. And Jalen Noel fields at the 15. And Noel on the return gets to the 30. So a good return there, 15 yards. That sets the Texans up at the 30-yard line with 2:43 to go in the first half. Hold on 1 second. Alright, but we still wait for them to come back from commercial. The Texans with the ball back after defense forced a punt. (14-10) Buccaneers lead. So 1st and 10 from their own 30. Stroud and shotgun back to his right. Stroud hands off to Woody Marks. For a gain of about 6, 2.5 minutes to go. Buccaneers right tackle Luke Goetke is out for the game with a foot injury. And Kawaja Kansi is questionable. But this is the 2-minute warning right here in the first half. Buccaneers up 14-10. And it feels like a really quick first half. I don't know if I just imagined that, but it feels like this first half went really quick. And there's still 2 minutes, and that could take a while, but I feel like we've got to the 2-minute warning pretty quickly. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Alright, now they're back from commercial at the 2-minute warning here of the first half. Each team still has all 3 timeouts in the first half. It's a 2nd and 3. Here for the Texans on their own 38. Or 37, actually. Stroud, pressured, going to step up and run. Stroud's got a lot of space. And CJ Stroud across the 50 and is taken down to the 44-yard line. Nice run there for Stroud. Puts the Texans inside Buccaneer territory. So 1st and 10 from the 45. Stroud has time. Checks down to Dalton Schultz. And Schultz can gain 5 to the 40. Minute 10 to go in the first half. This team still with all 3 timeouts. Stroud to throw once again. Stroud pressured, and this time he's sacked. Back at the 48. Stroud goes down for a sack. 46 seconds left in the first half. It looks like we got a timeout called. The clock is stopped. The Buccaneers call a timeout before this 3rd 10 or so. Or actually, 3rd and 14. So it's 3rd and 14. I like the usage of the timeout there for the Buccaneers. Plus, they get the ball to start the second half. So 3rd and 14. 46 seconds left in the first half. Buccaneers show blitz. They'll bring 6. Stroud pressured. Stroud still on his feet. Rolling right. Just chucks one downfield. And it's incomplete. Collins almost got there, but he fell. And it's 4th down. Little surprised to see the Buccaneers send pressure right there on 3rd and long. And Nico Collins almost got that. His feet got tangled up the defender and he ended up on the ground. That would have been a great play. But the Buccaneers will get the ball back. Townsend sends it away. And this punt is in the end zone for a touchback with exactly 30 seconds to go in the first half. So the Buccaneers have 2 timeouts, 30 seconds to work with. And let's see what they can do here before the half. Buccaneers also get the ball to start the second half, so they're in a really good spot right here. If you can get a couple touchdowns right here, that's hard to do with just 30 seconds, but if you can do it, you're going up 28-10. Or at the very least, you can go up 24 with a field goal now and a touchdown later. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Mayfield, quick throw, caught by Evans. And Evans is going to gain about 9. Clock continues to... No, now they call a timeout. Okay, then what was the point of that? They used a timeout right there. I don't know what the point of that was. So it's 2nd and 1, 25 seconds left in the first half. Mayfield in shotgun, Irving to his right. Mayfield pressured. Pocket collapsing. Mayfield just throws it away. Over the head of Cade Otton and out of bounds. Brings up 3rd and 1. So 3rd and 1. Mayfield in shotgun back to his right. We got 19 seconds left in the first half. Mayfield looks to throw. Pressured. Mayfield takes a shot downfield, incomplete. overthrew Evans, and it's 4th down. Mayfield pressured again right there. So 4th and 1. Buccaneers send it away. And this one bounces to the 29. With 2 seconds left in the first half. And let's see, the Texans probably just take a knee right here. Maybe hand it off. Something like that. Oh, that was almost blocked. The Texans do take a knee. And we head to halftime. Buccaneers up 14-10 and get the football to start the second half. So 14-10, Buccaneers lead. They get the ball to start the second half. But I'm going to go take a quick break. I will be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. We got the Buccaneers leading the Texans 14-10 at halftime. We got 9 minutes until the second half starts. Buccaneers do get the ball to start the second half as well. And as far as an updated score prediction goes, I originally said Buccaneers 24-16. And I think it's going to be pretty similar to that. Let's go updated score prediction. Let's take the Buccaneers by a score of... Let's go 24-20. Well, 24-20. Updated score prediction. But, yeah, updated score prediction, we're going to go 24-20. And let's go over some stats from the first half real quick. Hi, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Passing for the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield went 13 of 18 for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. No interceptions, was sacked 1 time. Baker playing really well. He's had a good game so far. Couple touchdowns. He's been good. Bucky Irving's also been good for the Buccaneers. 7 carries, 41 yards. Rachaad White, 5 carries, 25 yards. And Baker Mayfield, 1 carry for 2 yards. Then receiving for the Buccaneers, Emeka Egbuka 4 catches for 29 yards and a touchdown. Mike Evans 3 catches for 23 yards. Ryan Miller 1 catch for 20 yards. Sterling Shepard 1 catch 15 yards. Cade Otton 1 for 12. Bucky Irving 2 for 11. And Rachaad White a catch for a loss of 1. Then for the Texans, CJ Stroud is 8 of 13 for 131 yards and a touchdown. On the ground for the Texans, Stroud is their leading rusher with 3 carries for 21 yards. Woody Marks is 2 carries for 11 yards, and Nick Chubb 4 carries for 5 yards. But they really haven't run the ball much. I mean, they have just 6 run plays outside of the 3 carries for Stroud, compared to 13 pass plays. Then receiving for the Texans, Woody Marks 1 catch 37 yards, Nico Collins 1 catch 29 yards, Nick Chubb 2 catches for 29 yards, Xavier Hutchinson same thing. Dalton Schultz a catch for 4 yards, Justin Watson a catch for 3 yards, and Harrison Bryant was targeted but did not catch it. Then team stats from the first half, the Buccaneers have 12 first downs, Texans with 7. Buccaneers went 4 of 6 on third down, Texans went 1 for 4. Buccaneers outgained the Texans 169 to 160, while the Texans better yards per play, 7 yards a play compared to 5.3. Texans the better team through the air, Buccaneers the better team on the ground. Buccaneers 1 touchdown and 1 red zone trip, Texans are 0 for 1. Neither team turned the ball over, and time possession 18-42 for the Buccaneers, 11-18 for the Texans. Overall, a pretty close first half. Buccaneers up 4. They get the ball to start the second half. So far, results in the poll, 60% of you guys said the Texans will win, 40% have said the Buccaneers. Be sure to vote if you guys haven't already done so. I got the Buccaneers. Originally, I said 24-20, or 24-16. Now we'll go 24-20. But we got about 4 minutes till the second half starts. Buccaneers up 4. We've also got the second game tonight between the Chargers and Raiders. I won't be streaming that game because it doesn't start till 10 o'clock. And I really don't like doubleheaders on Monday Night Football. Like, it's a cool idea, but it just doesn't work. Because you either have one game starting early and one game starting really late, or you've got them overlapping, and it just makes no sense. So, I don't like it. Although, I've actually was looking at the schedule before. There's a lot of Monday Night Football games. Monday Night doubleheaders. We got 2 Monday Night games in Week 2. We got 2 in Week 4. We got 2 in Week 6. 2 in Week 7. I really don't like these doubleheaders. And they also vary the start times up a little bit. Like today it's 7 and 10, but in Week 4 it's 7:15 and 8:15. Week 6 it's 7:15 and 8:15. Week 7 it's 7 and 10. Like, why would they? I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, at least be consistent. I don't like the double headers on a Monday night to begin with, but I mean, at least start the games all consistently. Don't start half of them at 7, half of them at 8, half of them at 10. Like, doesn't make any sense. But the second half should start within the next couple minutes. Let me just check something real quick. Give me a couple minutes. Just want to check something. But look, Kawhi's Kansas been downgraded to out because of a pectoral injury for tonight's game. Obviously, hopefully he's okay. But he's been downgraded to out. So now the Buccaneers are without Kansas as well as starting right tackle Luke Goedeke. Alright, let's see. The second half start yet? Oh, they just kicked off. So the second half begins. The Buccaneers run this back to the 28-yard line. Sorry, I was looking at something. It's a good thing I looked right then, because otherwise I would have missed part of it. But the Buccaneers get the ball first here to start the second half. The offensive line needs to be a lot better. They started to struggle a lot at the end of the first half. Although Baker Mayfield took just 1 sack in that first half. And the Texans with a 64% pass rush win rate in the first half. which would be their highest since they had a 68% win rate in 2023. I forget what week it was. Here's Bucky Irving up the middle. He's got space and enough for about 7 yards. Number 7 gains 7. So 2nd and 3 from the 35. Mayfield under center. Another handoff to Bucky Irving. This time nowhere to go. Maybe a yard, but not much space. Oh, Jalen Petrie was questionable to return with a rib injury. He has returned for the Texans. Obviously glad he's okay. 3rd and 1 for the Buccaneers. 4 of 6 on 3rd down. Mayfield to throw. Has time. Throws to the outside. Caught for a 1st down. Sterling Shepard makes the catch. Gain of 6. And the Buccaneers move the chains. So from the 42, Mayfield, quick throw. There's Shepard again. Gets a block from Mike Evans and another 7 yards for Sterling Shepard. Brings up 2nd and 3. Back-to-back catches for Shepard. Mayfield, hands off. Irving, nowhere to go. Taken down at the line. And it brings up 3rd and 3. Actually, they say a lost yard, make it 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4 for the Buccaneers on their own 48-yard line. Mayfield looks to throw, has plenty of time. Now time runs out. Mayfield tripped up and sacked. Initially had time, then time runs out, and Mayfield goes down for a sack, 2nd of the game. And the Texans defense gets a stop. Mayfield just can't find anywhere to go with the ball. And here is Riley Dixon to punt. 3 straight punts for the Buccaneers after 2 straight touchdowns to start the game. And this punt bounces into the end zone for a touchback. And the ball will come out to the 20. So that is where the Texans will take over for their first possession here in the 2nd half. So far, results in polls, 60% of you guys said the Texans will win, 40% have said the Buccaneers. Be sure to vote if you haven't already done so. Give me 1 second. It's hard to type because my mic is right here, so I gotta type like one-handed. Alright. So the Texans get the ball back, 11:23 to go in the third quarter. I just saw this stat. So Carson Wentz is going to start for the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy being hurt. He's set to be the first quarterback to start for 6 different teams in 6 consecutive seasons. Started for the Eagles, Colts, Commanders, then Rams, Chiefs, and now Vikings. Rams and Chiefs were just Week 18, but still started a game. That's a crazy stat. What really stinks for Carson Wentz is before he got hurt, he looked like he was going to be really good. Here's a handoff to Woody Marks up the middle for about 4. Sorry, that was like Nick Chubb. Brock Bowers is officially active tonight for the Raiders. He's dealing with a knee injury, I believe. It's a good thing, because I'm starting him in fantasy. 2nd and 6, Stroud looks to throw. Stroud gets rid of it quickly over the middle. That's caught by Collins. Nico Collins up to the 40-yard line. And a nice chunk play there for the Texans. Nice throw from Stroud right on the money. 16 yards for the Texans. So from the 40, Stroud hands off. Here's Chubb once again, and no space here, maybe a yard or 2. But not much room for Nick Chubb. They will give him 2, so it's 2nd and 8 with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. So we got Stroud in shotgun with the back to his right from their own 42. Stroud looks to throw, pressure, rolls to his right. Stroud pump fakes, going to keep it himself. And CJ Stroud is taken down after a gain of about 5. We 3rd and short. Or not short, but 3rd and shorter here for the Texans. So 3rd and 2. Stroud looks to throw. Stroud pressured. Stroud sacked. Back at the 38-yard line. And the Buccaneers defense gets off the field. Texans were the worst 3rd down team in week 1. They're now just 1 of 5 on 3rd down today, as the 3rd down struggles continue. I mean, a part of it is when you're in obvious passing situations and your offensive line is just not good. I mean, in this case, it wasn't an obvious passing situation. You could have definitely run this on 3rd and 3. The Texans decide to throw it, and Stroud gets sacked. So 4th and 11, Townsend sends it away. Cameron Johnson will call for fair catch, and actually bounces inside the 10. And goes out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. So a pretty good kick there for the Texans. And the Buccaneers backed up deep inside their own territory. 8:01 to go in the third quarter. But a great kick, 53-yard punt. And the Buccaneers backed up deep. Alright, but we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Buccaneers with the ball, 8:01 to go in the third quarter. Up by 4, 14-10. So we got Mayfield under center. From the 8-yard line, it's visually spotted at. Handoff goes to Bucky Irving, and he does not have much space, about 2 yards on first down. The first 4 drives of this game, we saw 3 touchdowns and a field goal. The last 6 drives have all been punts. Defense is really starting to take this game over. So 2nd and 8 from the 10. Another handoff, Bucky Irving. This time he's got some space, and Irving backpedaling his way towards a first down. Looks like he's got it. Over halfway through the third quarter. So it's 1st and 10. From the 18-yard line, Mayfield under center. Ibuka goes in motion. Another handoff to Bucky Irving. 3rd straight play. He gets it. And speaking of 3rd straight, 3 yards here. That was a terrible. Try to transition. I don't know why I tried that. So it's 2nd and 8. Mayfield under center. Off play action. Mayfield looks to throw. Pressured. Mayfield is going to shovel pass it forward, but it's incomplete. Just tried to get rid of it before he got sacked. And it ends up incomplete. Both these teams struggling up front along the offensive line. CJ Gardner-Johnson did come on the blitz, but didn't quite get the sack. Mayfield just able to get rid of it. Oh man, if Mayfield could have made a good throw. Tight end, I don't know who that was, but he had so much space after the catch. So it's 3rd and 8 from their own 20. Mayfield throws to the outside. That is incomplete. Looking for Evans, knocked down by Stingley, and it's 4th down. So 4th down. Another punt upcoming. Make it 7 in a row between the two teams combined. And Derek Stingley Jr. has done a really nice job today against Mike Evans. That's another pass breakup. So the punt for the Buccaneers nearly blocked, but able to get it away. And no, doesn't call fair catch, taken down right at the catch. And good coverage there by the Buccaneers. 5:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Stroud and the Texans offense back onto the field. So the Texans get the ball back. Down by 4. Give me 1 second. Just want to check something real quick. Alright, they're back from commercial. 5:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. D'Amico Ryans is the 5th head coach to win playoff game each of his first 2 seasons since 2000. Had a great first couple years with the Texans in year number 3. Not super high in the Texans this year, but I still think they're pretty good, although not quite great. Stroud hands off to Woody Marks, and he's chopped down by, or I think that's McCollum, but I might be wrong on that. I forget about 3. So 2nd and 7. From their own 36, Stroud under center. Off play action, Stroud looks to throw, pressured, Stroud backpedaling, running towards his own goal line. Stroud just throws it away. Make it 3rd and 7. We've really seen a lot of defense after the first quarter. Haven't seen any points scored yet in the third quarter. I wonder what the exact numbers are. With the yards in the first quarter versus after. We've seen just 7 points scored since the first quarter. That was very early in the second quarter on a drive that started in the first quarter. Stroud pressured and sacked. Levante David with the sack, and it's 4th down. Another stop. At this rate, I don't know if these teams are going to score again. Man, Stroud stood no chance there. It was a delayed blitz by Levante David. The offensive line doesn't see it, and Stroud just goes down. So Townsend kicks it away again. And here's Johnson on the return from the 16. He'll get it to the 21. So 5 yards on the return. And let's see what the Buccaneers can do on this drive. Let's see. The teams, yardage-wise, the Buccaneers have 196 yards, 174 yards for the Texans. But I bet you most of that came in the first quarter. I think Stroud has thrown for like 40 yards since the first quarter. Mayfield has thrown for like 50 since the first quarter. Actually, I can view it this way. Mayfield threw for 71 in the first quarter. Since then, he's thrown for exactly 50. Stroud threw for 105 in the first quarter. Since then, he's thrown for 26 and 16. $42 yards. And that's passing. And I don't know about rushing. Bucky Irving has 62 yards on 13 carries, but I mean, he hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been super effective either. He's averaging 4.8 yards a carry, although just 3.5 yards a carry in the third quarter. But he was a lot better in the first half. The offenses, they started off looking great. Looked like he might be in for a shootout, but since then it has been very defensive. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Buccaneers up by 4. So the Buccaneers with the ball on their own 21-yard line. Mayfield looks to throw. Gets rid of it quickly. Takes a shot downfield. Caught by Evans. What a throw by Baker Mayfield. A perfect throw. Able to hit Evans on the swap fade. Wow, that's a great throw. Evans has been pretty quiet today. Stingley's done a great job matched up against him, but this is nothing you can do about that. That is just a perfect throw from Baker Mayfield. Evans tonight, 4 catches for 45 yards. Mayfield pressured here, takes a shot downfield, wants Evans again. This time he overthrew him. Second and 10. after the incompletion. 3:28 to go in the third quarter. So it's 2nd and 10 from their own 43. Mayfield hands off to Rachaad White, and White can try to get to the outside, turns the corner, and White out of bounds after a gain of 12. Another first down for the Buccaneers. Rachaad White tonight run it 6 times for 37 yards. So Mayfield in the pistol. Turns around, hands off to White once again. And White makes the cut, makes a man miss. Breaks the tackle, still on his feet. 10 yards for Rachaad White. That's a nice run. Tough run to get 10 yards, but he got it. They give him 9.5 right there, so 2nd and short for the Buccaneers. Again, they'll keep it on the ground. White up the middle, has space, breaks another tackle, almost. Took that all the way, one broken tackle away. Rachaad White with a great couple runs over the past few plays. Gain of 16 right there. And we got an injured player down. For the Buccaneers, that is. 2:08 to go in the third quarter. Rachaad White, 37 yards on 3 carries on this drive. That's 12.3 yards a carry. And the Buccaneers as a team go up to 126 yards on the ground. Almost more rushing yards than passing yards. Buccaneers, they've run for 126, thrown for 130. Texans have run for 52, thrown for 122. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Hopefully the injured player is okay. I'm not sure who it is, but hopefully he's alright. Alright, now they're back from commercial. Buccaneers averaging 5.7 yards per carry tonight. Mayfield, another run for Rachaad White. And this time, no gain. Ran it 3 times really well, Texans said not 4. And White taken down at the line of scrimmage. Buccaneers run game, they were worst in the NFL from 2022 to 2023, averaging to 82 yards a game. But last year, they were the fourth best rushing offense in the NFL, with 142 rushing yards a game. A drastic increase from worst to top 5. Another good game on the ground today. Mayfield looks to throw, has time. Mayfield takes a shot up the seam, incomplete. Looking for a Mecca and Buka near the goal line. Incomplete, brings up 3rd and 9. So it's 3rd and 9. Mayfield, pressured. Mayfield going to take a shot at the end zone. It is broken up. Evans with a one-handed attempt at it. Once again, covered very tightly by Derek Stingley Jr. And it brings up 4th down. Evans almost caught that, actually, but he would have been out of bounds. So here is a field goal try for the Buccaneers. Chase McLaughlin missed an extra point last week. This is a 38-yarder. And his kick is off the upright. No good. He doinked the extra point off the left upright. This time he doinks it off the right upright. And it's going to stay a 4-point game. Wow. The snap and hold were good. The kick just went off the upright. And it stays a 4-point Buccaneers lead with 1:01 to go in the 3rd quarter. Just the second miss in his career on field goals from 30 to 39 yards. But we wait for them to come back from commercial break. Wow, I just saw this stat. The Colts are the first team in the Super Bowl era to not punt in either of their first 2 games. That's crazy. It's going to be interesting to see if the Colts can keep it up. I really don't know, but they've looked good. Obviously, a lot depends on Daniel Jones, but he's 2nd in the NFL in passing yards right now, behind Russell Wilson. I mean, I don't know who expected that or who saw this coming, but it's what it is. But we got 1:01 to go in the 3rd quarter. Texans down by 4. Here's a handoff to Nick Chubb. And he's got a lot of space. Gain of about 7. Nice run there for Chubb. Makes it 2nd and 3. The Texans offense has scored 1 touchdown this season in 15 drives. That was earlier tonight. That is not exactly good. Didn't score a touchdown at all last week. Have just 1 tonight. Stroud, off play action, has time. Now Stroud gets pressure, dancing around. Stroud throws it incomplete. Flag is down in the secondary. "17 seconds left in the third quarter. We got illegal contact against the Buccaneers. It's against the rookie Benjamin Morrison. That's what they're going to call for the penalty? Oh, that's... Wow. I don't love that call right there. Here's a throw to the outside from Stroud. Caught by Schultz. Nice move after the catch. Breaks another tackle and gains 10. First down, Texans, and that brings us to the end of the third quarter. So, end of the third quarter. A score was What am I doing? That's not what I'm doing. A score was third quarter. And we head to the fourth with the Buccaneers still up 14-10. But a defensive third quarter. Only 1 drive in the third quarter. Didn't end in a punt, and that was a missed field goal. The Texans haven't scored since the first quarter. They scored all 10 of their points on their first 2 drives with a touchdown and then a field goal. But have not scored since. Wonder what their longest drive is after that. Probably nothing too crazy. But let's see. The Texans, they went... They went 64 yards, then 49 yards. Their longest drive after that is this drive right now. They've gone 21 yards in 2 plays. But it has not been a good offensive game for the Texans. But we wait for them to come back from commercial as we start the fourth quarter. Between last night and tonight, we've seen a lot of defense in these primetime games. Maybe the Chargers-Raiders is a little bit higher scoring, but it has been extremely low scoring to this point. So 2nd and 1 here for the Texans as we enter the final quarter of play. We're down by 4, but have the ball at about midfield. Stroud under center. Stroud off play action. Rolls to his right. Stroud on the run. Throws underneath for a nice easy completion. Got space after the catch, a lot of it. Still going inside the 30. Taken down at the 23-yard line. Big catch and run right there for Jaden Higgins. One of the Iowa State rookies on this team. Great catch and run. A lot of space after the catch. I believe that's his first catch of the game. Texans tonight have 159 receiving yards. 116 of them have come after the catch. Here they go to the ground with Chubb, and he's got nowhere to go. Taken down at the line of scrimmage. So that makes it 2nd and 11. Higgins was one of the 2 Iowa State receivers that the Texans took in the 2nd round. Him and Jalen Noel. Stroud looks to throw. Stroud now gets pressure. Throws one downfield high off the hands of Collins and incomplete. A little bit of a risky throw right there. Stroud wanted a flag somewhere. That was actually such a good thing that that pass was high. Otherwise, that was getting picked. CJ Stroud has not completed a pass on 3rd down. Here's 3rd and 11. Stroud. There's a completion. Dalton Schultz inside the 10, down to the 7. So Stroud with his first 3rd down completion of the game. He finds his tight end Schultz in a 1st down. Schultz caught 3 of his 4 targets for 29 yards. Empty backfield for CJ Stroud. Play clock at 3. He'll get the snap off. Stroud pressured. Quick throw. Caught by Collins. Short of the goal line. He's taken down at the 1. The Texans just short of the end zone. Yeah, knocking on the door for sure. Stroud and shotgun here back to his left. That's Chubb. They'll hand it off. And Chubb is short. Brings up 3rd and goal from the 1. "12 minutes to go in the game. Big opportunity right here for the Texans. So it's 3rd and goal. Stroud and shotgun back to his right. Stroud looks to throw. They bring a blitz. Stroud back of the end zone off the hands of Collins and incomplete. Missed opportunity there for the Texans. He hits Nico Collins on the hands. That's a tough catch, but should be made. Maybe a little bit of a high throw, but that's right there for the Texans. They're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th down. I mean, a field goal puts you within a point, but with how the offense is playing, I kind of like the decision. 4th and goal. They'll just get the playoff. Stroud rolls left, throws to the end zone, incomplete. Threw it out of the end zone, and it's the turnover on downs. Trying to find Collins again. So the Buccaneers defense with the goal line stand. And they get the ball back, although backed up deep inside their own territory. 11:15 to go. But a great goal line stand right there for the Buccaneers. Texans had 4 plays inside the 5 and couldn't get it in the end zone. But I do like the decision to go for it right there because your offense isn't playing that well. Your defense is looking really good. Why not take the chance from the 1-yard line? And now, assuming your defense continues to play well, you can get a stop, get the ball back, in pretty good field position. So I do like the decision to go for it, even though they didn't get it. After this drive, Stroud over 200 yards in the day at 2:07. Although the Texans still aren't running the ball too effectively. Just 58 yards. 3.6 yards a carry. Get under center, hand the ball off straight ahead. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, I mean, I get it. What the Buccaneers do here, they hand it off up the middle to Bucky Irving for a gain of about 3. You get him some breathing room. I mean, I wouldn't hate running the ball. I mean, they tried to do it on 2nd down, though, and they went nowhere. Yeah, I wouldn't hate it, though. If you wanted to try to run the ball there on 4th down, or even 3rd down. Here's Irving again. This time he stood up the line of scrimmage for no gain. Oh, we got a flag down, though. Oh, we got a face mask against the Texans. That's a big penalty. Because it gives the Buccaneers some breathing room and an automatic 1st down. Well, I mean, he's not really grabbing his face mask. He's just grabbing his entire helmet. But that is... I guess that's a face mask? I'm not really sure what the exact rule is right there. So we got 10:15 to go. Mayfield hands off. Irving straight ahead. Maybe a yard. So it's 2nd and 10. 9.5 minutes to go. Mayfield throws the outside, dropped, incomplete. Ott was the intended target. Buccaneers, they're 5 for 10 on 3rd down. They started 4 for 4, although since then they're 1 for 6. This is a 3rd and 10. Big play right here. Mayfield in shotgun, back to his right. Texans bring a blitz. Mayfield, pressured, steps up, going to try to run for it. And Baker has a first down. To the 37-yard line, Baker Mayfield moves the sticks as a runner. Mayfield able to beat the blitz with his legs. And a big first down run for the Buccaneers. That's a big time run right there. So from the 36-yard line, Mayfield off play action. Throws to the outside. Oh, Irving took a big hit as he caught that. If it stands a loss of a yard, the flag is down. How do you have illegal contact on a screen pass? But they call illegal contact against Lassiter. Actually, I'm not sure if that was a screen. Mayfield might have just checked it down very quick. First and 10 here from the 41. We got a flag down. And we got a false start against the Buccaneers. Backs them up 5. Buccaneers' first 2 drives, both touchdowns. The last 5 drives, 4 punts and a missed field goal. Mayfield delayed handoff to Bucky Irving. And Irving looking for some space. He's going to bounce off a tackler and gain about 4. Up to the 41-yard line. 8 minutes to go. Mayfield in shotgun, back to his right. Here's a quick throw caught by Shepard. And we'll gain about 6, maybe 7 yards there. 7.5 minutes to go. So they will give him 7, so it's 3rd and 3. Mayfield in shotgun, back to his left. Rachaad White motions out of the backfield. Mayfield to throw. Pressure rolls to his right. Mayfield lost the ball. Ball's on the ground, and it is recovered by the Buccaneers. Rachaad White was able to dive on it, but that was nearly a disaster for the Buccaneers. Now Rachaad White, guy who recovered the fumble, he's shaken up on the play. Hopefully he's okay. But Danielle Hunter knocked it out. Well, Mayfield knocked it out of his own hand, but it was Hunter's pressure on him that made him lose the ball. But Rachaad White was able to recover. Well, the Buccaneers are going to have to send it away on a punt. But hopefully Rachaad White is okay. He did make a big play right there for the Buccaneers, recovering that fumble. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Buccaneers up by 4. The Texans getting the ball back. Texans get the ball back with 6:49 to go in the fourth quarter, although they just had a big opportunity to take the lead, but couldn't get the ball in the end zone. Good goal line stand by the Buccaneers. So here comes the punt for the Buccaneers. Texans get the ball back. Dixon. Oh, it's blocked! It's blocked by the Texans. And they've got it to the 35. The Texans blocked the punt with 6:16 to go. And they're in great field position to potentially tie this or take the lead. The Texans, they go after it, and they have about 5 guys there to block the punt. But a big play by the Texans special teams. They get the ball great field position inside the Buccaneers territory at about the 35. And let's see if they can capitalize on this. Stroud to throw, has time, behind Hutchinson, and incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. Yeah, just a bad throw there for CJ Stroud. Stroud hands off Nick Chubb. No gain. And it's very quickly 3rd and 10 right here. Texans with a great opportunity. But it's already 3rd down. So Stroud against the blitz. Stroud pressured. Oh, he almost. Oh, wow. He threw it right to the lineman. Or that was actually Levante David. But David just dropped it. Wow, that could have been terrible for the Buccaneers. But he threw it right to Levante David, who just dropped it. But that brings on the field goal team for the Texans, because they still have possession. And that wasn't intercepted. So Fairbairn from 53 is good. Wow, what a kick. Just barely got it in there. But it's now a 1-point game. But I mean, a missed opportunity there for the Texans. I mean, after the blocked punt, you throw an incompletion, run the ball for no gain, and then almost throw a pick. And then force to settle for a long field goal. So not ideal. And this offense continues to struggle, but at least they cut it to a 1-point game, so a field goal will give them the lead. So the kick is away, actually bounces in the end zone for a touchback. So the ball will be brought up to the 35-yard line. And that is where Baker Mayfield and the offense will take over. No points yet in the second half. Just saw our first points since very early in the second quarter. So a 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers, their own 35, 5:22 to go. Toss to Irving left side, and no gain. Taken down for a loss of a yard, actually. Last year with the tackle for loss. It's 2nd and 10. So we got a 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. Finds White in the flat. And Rashad White slips one tackle, but taking down for a gain of 2. And it's very quickly 3rd down. So it's 3rd and 8. Bucks are 6 of 12 on 3rd down today. Texans are 2 of 9. But a big 3rd down right here. 4:05 to go. 3rd and 8. White motions into the backfield, standing to the left of Baker Mayfield. Baker looks to throw. Steps up, pressured, and sacked. Will Anderson Jr. with the sack. And a big stop for this Texans defense. And they're going to get the ball back. 3:45 left. Wow, what a play for this Texans defense. Another big play by Will Anderson Jr. His pass rush has been getting better and better as the game goes on. And a big sack right there. Get the Texans the ball back. This punt, away Queen with no trouble for Riley Dixon. Noel from his own 21 makes a man miss. Makes a cut. Jalen Noel, lots of space in the return. Noel beats the punter. And Noel inside Buccaneer territory down the sideline, taken down at the 27-yard line. A flag is down, so this might come back. But if it stands, a great return. Flag is at the Texans' own 30. Oh no, there is no foul. Wow, huge return there for the Texans, sets them up. Great field position inside the 30. Below, what a return right there for Jalen Noel. The rookie from Iowa State. So 3 minutes to go, Texans down by a point. From the 26-yard line, Stroud under center, hands off to Nick Chubb, and Chubb gets a yard. That was a 53-yard punt return by Jalen Noel. Great return right there. I thought once he beat the punter, he was gone, but apparently not. Here's Nick Chubb. Chubb breaks a tackle, and Nick Chubb is gone. Touchdown, Texans. The Texans retake the lead with 2:10 to go. A 25-yard touchdown for Nick Chubb. And the Texans, let's see, they're going to go for 2 here. That would make sense. But great blocking up front. Tons of space for Nick Chubb. And then all he has to do is outrun the safety, which he does. So the Texans will go for 2 to put him up by a touchdown. Last year, the Texans were 0 for 2 on 2-point attempts. This will put him up 7. 2:10 to go. Stroud pressured and sacked. So Stroud gets sacked on the 2-point attempt. So it says a 5-point Texan lead. But a huge 3 plays for the Texans, with the punt return, and then the 2 plays, and then they score. So 19-14 Texans lead. But a big run for Nick Chubb. 25 of the Texans' 84 rushing yards come on that play. And it's a big one. So the kick is away. Let's see what the Buccaneers do and how they respond. Kick returned from the 5 and returned to the 30. Flag is down. We got a hold against the Buccaneers. That's going to back them up. Well, we got 2:04 to go, so we got 1 point until the 2-minute warning. Although both teams do have all 3 timeouts. So the Buccaneers will start in their own 20. Mayfield, screen here for Irving. Got space, got a block, and Irving with the first down gains 12. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning here. Each team still with all 3 timeouts. But we got 2 minutes to go. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Buccaneers up by 5. Texans up by 5. Buccaneers still looking for their first points of the second half. Buccaneers have not scored since the 9-minute 41-second mark of the second quarter. They were scoreless in the third, both teams were actually, and have not scored yet in the fourth. So we got a 1st and 10 here for the Buccaneers. 4 minutes to go. Or, what am I saying? 2 minutes to go. Minute 56 to be exact. Each team still with all 3 timeouts. So 1st and 10 from their own 32. Mayfield checks down. Irving taken down at the line of scrimmage. Buccaneers down by 5, need a touchdown. Baker Mayfield with the most passing touchdowns in the 4th quarter or overtime in the NFL since 2023. He's got 22 of them. Mayfield to throw here. Gonna take a shot. Down the field, incomplete. Looking for Evans. Brings up 3rd and 10. Evans been targeted 10 times, caught just 4 of them for 45 yards. This is a 3rd and 10. Mayfield in shotgun back to his left. Baker to throw, rolls right. On the run, Mayfield throws one deep down the field. Oh, it's off the hands of Ibuka and incomplete. Baker hit him in the hands and he couldn't haul it in. Big missed opportunity there for the Buccaneers. I mean, this is the tough catch, but it should be made. Big missed opportunity right there for the Buccaneers. And now it's 4th down, gotta have it. Mayfield, pressured, still escapes. Mayfield's gonna run for it. He's got a 1st down. Baker Mayfield tripped up at the 47-yard line. I think I call timeout right here from the Buccaneers. You've got 3. I call the 1st right here. They're not going to call the timeout. Down to a minute to go. Mayfield has time. Throws underneath. There's Otten. And he's going to dive towards a 1st down. He gets out of bounds. Stopping the clock with 52 seconds to go. And what a run right there for Baker Mayfield. They just showed the replay. As soon as he escaped the pocket, he had so much space. But escaping the pocket was a bit of a problem because there was no pocket. The Texans call the 1st timeout of the 2nd half right here before the snap. With 52 seconds left. So 2nd and 2 here for the Bucs. 4th quarter, 52 seconds left. So we got a 2nd and 2. Mayfield in shotgun back to his right. Mayfield to throw. Steps up. Underneath, there's Irving. And makes a cut. Cuts up field. Bucky Irving still going. Breaking tackles. Down to the 24-yard line. And now the Buccaneers call a timeout right here. What a run for Bucky Irving after the catch. I thought he was going to be happy to get like 2 or 3 yards and get out of bounds. But Bucky Irving, what a catch and run. Texans can't tackle. And Bucky Irving also makes some really nice moves to get around some guys. Mayfield also got that off just in time before he got hit. So it's a 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers, down by 5. Ball on the Texans' 23-yard line. Mayfield throws outside. There's Irving again. And he'll lower the shoulder and get out of bounds. Pick up 5. So it's a 2nd and 5. Here for the Buccaneers. They've got 2 timeouts. Actually, each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Baker Mayfield, 4 career game-winning touchdown passes in the final minute. .34 seconds left. Texans bring 5. Mayfield over the middle, caught by Evans, and he's down to the 7-yard line. I think I call another timeout right here. They're letting the clock run. I'd call timeout. We're down to 20 seconds. Down to 15. Mayfield looks to throw. Outside, that's caught by Otten, and he's out of bounds after a gain of 3. Yeah, they wasted way too much time right there. You could be at, like, a lot more. 9 seconds right now. But you could have another 15. Right, he got down to about 24 seconds, so say you could be at 20 seconds right now as opposed to 9. And you've also got 2 timeouts. And right now, 2nd and goal. The ball goes to the end zone. If you score, the clock stops. If it's incomplete, the clock stops. 2nd and goal, and we get a timeout called. So the Texans call their 2nd timeout. Buccaneers still have 1 timeout. Nine seconds to go. Running the ball is not out of the question for the Buccaneers, especially with 2 timeouts. Current drive, 10 plays, 78 yards, taking 2:01 off the clock. So Mayfield under center. Otten goes in motion. And Mayfield hands it off. Irving! Touchdown! Buccaneers retake the lead. 6 seconds to go. Bucky Irving with the touchdown there for the Buccaneers. Puts them up by 1. What a drive for the Buccaneers. Or sorry, that was actually Rachaad White with the touchdown. But Rachaad White with the touchdown there for the Bucs. What a drive. 11 plays, 80 yards. They take 2:04 off the clock. And they will go for 2. So we got 6 seconds to go. A 2-point attempt here for the Buccaneers. Would make it a field goal game. Mayfield looks to throw. Pump fakes. Mayfield is going to throw it to the back of the end zone, incomplete. Just throw it away. So Texans down by 1. They got 6 seconds left. So that's probably like kick return and a Hail Mary, if that much. So let's see what the Texans can do here. 6 seconds left. Mayfield's going to end the game with 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. And 33 rushing yards. Not his best game, but made some plays when he needed to. So 6 seconds left. They send it away. And it will be returned. I mean, you kind of have to. And that's the game. Clock's at 0. That return took way too long. You had to get down as soon as possible on that return. It didn't happen. The Buccaneers win at 20-19. It's their 5th straight 2-0 start to the season. That is the longest active streak in the NFL and a franchise record. The final score 20-19. Bad clock awareness for the Texans on that kickoff. I mean, I know you're pretty much not doing anything after that anyway. But I mean, at least to give yourself a better chance, because you're not set up to lateral the ball at all in the kick return. But I mean, just get down with 2 seconds left once you get to like the 25-yard line, and see if you can set something up. But it didn't happen. Buccaneers win at 20-19. But final score, Buccaneers 20, Texans 19. Chargers Raiders set to start in a few minutes, although I'm not going to stream that game. It's just going to get off way too late. I mean, not starting until 10 o'clock is a little late for somebody on the East Coast. But final score 20-19. A very exciting ending over the past last couple minutes. But the Buccaneers are 2-0. Texans fall to 0-2. That's a little bit of a concerning start for them. They fall to 0-2 and are tied for last in the division. The Colts are 2-0. Jaguars are 1-1. That's a rough start. And the Texans, they get the Jaguars next week. That's a big game. You cannot go down 0 and you cannot go 0-3 for the Texans. I mean, there's pretty much no chance to make the playoffs there. As it is only about 12% of teams who start 0-2 make the playoffs. But teams who start 0-3 make the playoffs just 2.5% of the time. The Texans need to avoid an 0-3 start next week. But that's going to do it for this stream, everybody. Final score, Buccaneers 20, Texans 19. I'm not going to be streaming this later game, but got a lot of videos on the way. I'll have power rankings out tomorrow, but that's going to do it for this stream, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this stream, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.